Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tony Speaks Happy Hour here for Thursday. What is it? July 24th, 2025. Hey, hope you're having yourself a wonderful Thursday. We got a few games left on the slate. Small card today for sure. Well, we got one in the W, a couple in the W. And a CFL game roll. Actually, one in the couple in the W, one in the CFL. And then a few MLB games, as we always do. We'll get the capper, see how they're rolling along here on this Thursday, and we'll get right to those plays for you. Let's kick it off down over to Ramon. Welcome here, Ramon, on this Thursday. How you doing, buddy?
I could try to find some winners here right now. Need your guys' help here, I think, with running out of games, running out of winners. So I'm working hard. Seems like I'm working harder on less information today, but that's what you got to do to make sure you come up with them. So I'm going to be listening to you guys for sure.
Definitely. Some of those days, it's sometimes it's small slates. Sometimes don't make it always easy. That hey, you got less to cover. Sometimes it's harder to find a winner. I like it when you got 380 something games to choose from. It's a little easier to pick out the winners and cherry pick those winners, as we say. Sometimes a little easier on a 300 game slate. Head over to Brian. How are you doing here on this Thursday, Brian?
Pretty good, fellas. Pretty good. Not bad. Happy to be back. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. I've been in the process of moving and stuff lately, so getting ready for the new house, new stuff. So I'm excited for it. I have a new office set up, picked up for the studio. I'm excited. But yeah, perfect day, man. Went 1-0 last night on the premium side, kept it light. Doing the same today because it's a light card. Yeah, just ready to get to it.
New digs. Too many winners from Brian, guys. Come on.
Hey, sounds good. Yes, definitely lots of winners is never a bad thing. I don't know where to Ron. How are you doing here on this Thursday, Ron?
Yeah, 3-3 day yesterday. We got it done with the dream last night, WNBA best bet. And I actually gave you my MLB Diamond Crusher last night here for free. Hope you didn't take it because the Rays just blew that one wide open late. So, and then the one I gave you, the first 5 Philly, you're up by 5, and you cannot hold a 5-run lead in a half inning. That was just unbelievable that Philly couldn't get that first 5 there. But, did start the day with a losing effort, though. Lost the Cleveland Guardians today. That was the spreadsheet play of the day. We did lose that one today, 4-3. So hopefully get it going back tonight. We got a couple in the WNBA. I got a premium there, and I got CFL, and I got a couple in the baseball.
Yeah, 3 runs in the first inning for the Orioles pretty much did the job. It was 4-3, but they jumped.
He misplayed that one, didn't he, Ramon?
Totally misplayed it there. You got to catch those balls there in center field when they're kind of routine and early game. Yeah, maybe you didn't take your outfield, and then you see one go over your head, and that ended up costing you a little bit. So, all right, we call an audible here. We'll let Rod work his way there back from shopping there, I know. So let's take over here and get the show going with Ron and Brian with our games today. We could take our time a little bit if you like this baseball card. Say hello to everybody in the chat as well. I know everybody's a little talking about the Hulkster. Brother, yeah, we miss the Hulkster, man. It kind of transcended sports there a little bit. And, yeah, he had those ups and downs in his life there a little bit, and maybe a little bit of controversy, but I think anybody who's a wrestling fan, I'm a wrestling fan, believe it or not, and so I still like the Hulkster. So yeah, we're thinking about that today as well. We're losing some folks here. All right, let's talk Major League Baseball though with the guys. We got the 4-game card left here tonight, so we can break it down pretty good. I'll go over the matchups here and ask the guys for their opinions on the game. We've got Toronto on the road here. Boy, how about this, guys? Toronto just wrapping up that series of the Yankees. We're just going to send you down there to play Detroit. We know Detroit's struggling, but they're still a first-place team way out in front with Olsen going up against Lauer. Detroit, $1.30, 8.5 over 20. My Padres taking on the Cardinals tonight. Yu Darvish and Sonny Gray. Sounds like a good pitching matchup. I don't know if it is, but Cardinals here up to $1.50 total. 8 under 15 there in that one. Athletics at Houston here with Severino going for the A's, and Jason Alexander, the opener here. Jason Alexander, the pitcher. I had to look it up on Wikipedia. No, I didn't, but we've seen Alexander a little bit here for the Astros, and the line's been moving pretty heavily here for the Astros. They were as low as $1.20, $1.25, up to $1.40 right now, maybe $1.48 at DK, 8.5 over 20 in the late game here. Shows Seattle at the Angels tonight with Evans going up against Kikuchi, and the Angels are favored here. Man, they're all the way up to $1.45 or so here, and they opened about $1.15 or $1.20 run. So these favorites getting steamed a little bit here on Thursday.
Yeah, a lot of them. What I had heard, Wallace, it was I guess he was on the operating table with a surgery and went into cardiac arrest. That's the word that they were saying, and they couldn't revive him. But moving on to the baseball, these Jays, man, they just doing it. They come off a good series with the Yankees there, won that series. And we know that Detroit's not hitting the ball right now, and maybe because Kerry Carpenter's not in the lineup. But I'm going to go under 8.5 in this one. I think it's a flat spot for Toronto. Detroit could win this thing outright, and I think that maybe that's why they're favored. Ron Hahn out there, I see him. But I'm going to have to say, give me the under in that one. Sonny Gray was absolutely smashed in his last outing. This one's gotten too high for me. I have to take the run line, and I don't trust the run line with St. Louis. So, but I would lay the money line with the St. Louis Cardinals or put them in a parlay piece. And then I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners as a dog late night against Kikuchi.
All right, Brian, I think there's still some spots out there to look at on this 4-game card. What do you know on Thursday in the major leagues?
Yeah, first one we'll look at here, Ramon, is the Blue Jays and Tigers game. I liked where Ron Zangle was coming in with that. I like the under in that game as well. Both teams coming off long travel spots, both teams off the road, off long series. I think that this game definitely can go under. Both teams have great starting pitchers. Got Eric Lawler going for the Jays, Reese Olson for the Tigers. He's looked a lot better as of late. He has a 2.30 ERA at home. 1.88 ERA over his last 3 in July. I think that this total can stay under that 8.5. I also do lean Blue Jays money line in that one, but I think that's a little bit of a public play at this point, so I like the under a lot more. Looking at that Padres-Cardinals game, yeah, you got Darvish on the bump for the Padres. On paper, I know he hasn't looked the best. He's only had a few starts under his belt, though, going up against some tough competition. And this Cardinals team isn't much easier, but as of late, they haven't looked like themselves coming out of that stand in the Coors Field there where they dropped 2 out of 3 games against the Rockies. The bats just couldn't get going yesterday. They ended up losing that game 6-0. I just don't think the Cardinals are in a good spot right now against this Padres team. I think the Padres backs can get to Sonny Gray tonight, who has a 7.64 ERA in July. And they can get some runs in there late. I'm going to take the Padres there at that plus price on the money line. It's a pretty decent price. I think you're getting the Padres at against the Cardinals team that's struggling right now. And then you look at the Athletics and Astros game. You got Lou Severino going against Jason Alexander. Now, I don't know much about Alexander, and you look at his numbers on paper, and they don't look the best. 8.40 ERA. All over the place. He looks a mess. But one thing I can say is his last few starts, he's been bouncing back. It'll look a little better. Last time out against the Dodgers team, went 3 innings, no earned runs. I think he's moving in the right direction. This Astro team's hot. We all know what the Athletics team's bullpen's like, and Lou Severino is a gas can himself. So I think that the Astros can find a way to win this game tonight. I'm going to take them on the money line.
Yeah, and they have been kind of a runaway favorite here. Like I said, so have the Angels today. Both those games were $1.15, $1.20. Now we're looking upwards of $1.45, $1.50 for those two home favorites. Maybe a little bit of a result. Maybe the schedule itself, the short slate, maybe the squares are pumping these lines up. Maybe there's something to it. I'm going to go to my Padre game here with the Padres and the Cardinals in this one. I'm going to look to go over tonight with Darvish and Gray. The Padres are pretty much a dead solid under, actually, when they are an underdog. But I think, mention it, Gray's struggles here of late. Man, he always throws in a clunker of a month in the middle of the season, it seems like, and his ERA has crept up to 4 now. So I'm going to go over tonight with Darvish and Gray. St. Louis is 27-20 to the over at home. So my play here on the happy, I'll be on the over with the Padres and the Cardinals. All right, thanks to everyone in the chat as well with your plays in there on Major League Baseball, and that's what we got, 4 games tonight. So let's move on. We'll keep it a short show here. We got some other sports to talk about. I'll talk a little WNBA here with the guys tonight. 3-game slate in the WNBA with the Los Angeles Sparks taking on Connecticut here in this one. The Sparks, winners of 3 in a row. Connecticut's lost 3 in a row coming in, but the Sparks, a 6-point favorite here. Total 169.5. That one's gone up considerably. The Aces here take on Indiana. Caitlin Clark did undergo more tests today, and there's no timetable actually for her return right now. So they'll need to keep reevaluating to see when Clark could return to the lineup. It's definitely affected the line here a little bit. The Aces are favored on the road by looks like a 2-point favorite here right now. Total 164.5. Aces have won 3 straight, and the Fevers lost a couple in a row. And finally, Chicago hosting Seattle. This one has got probably the most attention from handicappers, at least checking out the injury report today. Skylar Diggins-Smith is probable after that 1-game absence. But for Chicago, Atkins still out here. And the news on Angel Reese, I have her currently listed as doubtful here, Ron, and I think that's obvious in the line, man. This thing's up to 10.5 or 11. It really opened as low as
the total.
Oh, for sure. A drop here of 5 points or so down to 154. So, Ron, it does feel like with the spread at 11, that does tell the story. Now, I say the line opened at 6, but it mostly opened at 9 at the books that waited to go to market after maybe the news is kind of settled that we knew Reese was questionable. There have been some talk that maybe Reese was under suspension. She needs one more technical foul before she would be suspended. So what do you think here, though? Very interesting tonight in that one, and you got 3 games to take a look at.
Yeah, they said Reese was not during the media shoot-around. That doesn't mean she wasn't there before. But, yeah, I'm assuming with this line change, going to under, way under now, and I don't mind going that way, actually, because if you look at the last time that they played without Reese and Atkins, it was against the Dream before the All-Star break. They only scored 40-some points. I don't think they even get over 60, and we know that the Seattle Storm have been playing very low-scoring games, 70s and 80s, so I think this still stays way under. I got it at 156.5, but I will lean to the under. The Aces and the Fever, last time the Aces got blown out in Indiana, 84-51. And I think this is a nice revenge spot for the Aces in this one, just laying the money line. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think and remember, the Aces do have the number 1 team on deck tomorrow night. So I think the Aces need to get one of these, and I think this one is probably the one they're kind of aiming for right now. So give me the Aces on the money line, and give me Seattle and the Sky under 156.5.
All right, Brian, checking out the ladies and all night.
Nothing for me in the WNBA tonight. It's a little tricky of a slate tonight, though, and the one game I was looking at was that Fever game as well. So I appreciate Ron's little tip off there about the game tomorrow night on the Aces side, because I was going to lean towards the Fever and play it for a personal play myself. So, but no, nothing tonight in WNBA for me.
I also want to mention for Connecticut tonight, Marina Mabry, who's been out for quite a while, is expected to make her return. Now, we know it's not going to help Connecticut in the standings necessarily, but we are talking about a pretty good player that's missed most of the season here so far. And we do want to see her teamed up a little bit again with Tina Charles, and that should give Connecticut at least some positive momentum moving forward. I'll play one game here with the guys on the show tonight. I'm going to go with Seattle. I'll lay 11 points. points. We saw the other night without Reese, it was one of the worst performances, if not the worst performance by any team this season when the Chicago ended up with, I think, 49 points.
It's 49. Yeah.
Run. So in that last game, I mean,
that Atlanta Dream game. Yeah, it was 49 points.
You know, if you try to type in like Angel Reese into your search into your social media, you're not going to find much about her player, her injuries. You'll find mostly social media talk, right? It's really unwarranted because she's really that important to this team. She's actually playing.
And then the Lynx game, they only scored 69 too or something. So I mean, they just can't score. Now we got both of them out. I don't know where the scoring is going to. Maybe Rachel Banham props. You might want to look at her. But yeah, I don't see where the scoring's come from without those two in the lineup.
Yeah, and they also have a couple of reserves also questionable in this one. Davis, the guard, is questionable, and Onywhere is also out of this game. So it's going to be tough for Chicago here. Seattle's definitely very inconsistent. They are caveat here 6-11 against the spread as a favorite are the Storm, but I'm going to go ahead and lay 11 points tonight with Seattle. I talked earlier this morning about considering Chicago. Hey, if Reese was in, to be honest with you, I would be taking probably Chicago in this game, but I think she's just that important right now to this team and their entire chemistry. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the 11 points here with Seattle tonight against Chicago. All right. And that'll do it for that 3-game card. And I've got one game in the CFL. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about some football here. We're just a week away. It'll be next Thursday night. We'll have a preseason game to look at. But tonight we've got the Montreal Alouettes on the road. They come in 4-2 here. Pretty good record for sure. They're taking on Calgary, which is kind of, I don't know, the story this year of the league. It feels like right now with their record 5-1 and looking pretty good, especially defensively here. Brian, we know we've turned you on to the league here a little bit. Feels like you've looked at this one. Montreal going to go with Bethel Thompson in here at quarterback, and I think that's probably the biggest news out of the game. They'll be going with their backup, but he's got plenty of experience. But, man, Vernon Adams Jr. Playing out of this world here right now. He might be the MVP of the league here right now, the way he's going. Did you look at the CFL tonight, Brian?
I did. I did look at CFL tonight. I don't have anything premium on it myself, but at this point, I'm just taking Calgary. They just look so great. Their defense has been fantastic. They're locking teams down in the first half of the game. They're getting points themselves. They're making it a real tough game for all their opponents. They've taken on two of the better teams in the CFL their last 2 games and beat them both with ease. At this point, it's just lay it with Calgary for me.
Now, I don't know if I'm a huge Davis Alexander fan, Ron. I don't mind Bethel Thompson in there, but yeah, they are doing with the. Go ahead. Then the line has dropped.
Yeah. As we saw, Davis Alexander, got that hamstring again. Had to run that one in and screwed my play up anyway in the last game. But we got no Philpott either. I don't know who Bethel Thompson is going to get the ball to. But one thing that is consistent, and Brian mentioned it, the defenses are good. Both defenses are good. I'm going to take the under 49.5. I think we don't get much scoring. I know Bethel Thompson probably can't move the ball, and they'll probably slow it down and do a grind out, try to load. I think this game's like 23-20 maybe. But I think it's a flat spot for Calgary though, Brian, honestly, because they've really been rolling. I mean, who would have said that they were the number 1 team right now? Nobody. I don't think anybody was thinking that. I think everybody's thinking about, Winnipeg or somebody else. But I think that Calgary defense is better than Winnipeg's. And I'll tell you right now, flat out. And both defenses can play. We've seen Montreal has got a good defense. Let's take the under 49.5.
Yeah, between teams like Saskatchewan, like Hamilton, like Calgary, the leagues have some, very competitive here right now. And we're not ready to crown anybody, I don't think, as the best team in the league necessarily, despite some of the traditional favorites as well. I'll go ahead and take those points. So I'll try with Bethel Thompson. Like I said, he's got plenty of experience. In fact, he played the past two of the 3 games, after Davis returned there for that last game. And then the 2 games prior to that, it was Bethel Thompson in the lineup. So I'm going to try Montreal here to make it a close game tonight. Feels like an important game there between East and West teams. So I'll take the points in that one. All right, guys, we'll let you guys do your promo. I don't know if I can squeeze out any more plays from you, but maybe you found something for me. I'm not going back to the Venus Williams angle there, Ron. I'm convinced. She might win.
How about the MLS? How about the MLS? What's up with that? How did we win that game
last night? Like I said, I didn't have that one right either. But
no
just
Messi.
Real good job last night by the Major League Soccer team. Like I said, they had won only one of the last 10 MLS All-Star games. I mean, there were some draws,
and one was in penalties.
So, can you find anything here on the card tonight? I know the games in I don't know where you're going. The games in Brazil got rained out today, I think, or something went on.
I don't think there's anything. I got KBO, though. I can throw that out there.
I'm ready for you.
All right. Yeah, let's go to the KBO parlay. The Hanwha Eagles, I don't know what the hell happened to them 2 nights ago. They lost 13-1. And last night they tied 4-4. They're still 9-1 and won their last 11. I'm still going to take the Hanwha Eagles. They're even money tonight. So take Hanwha and take the Lotte Giants. They're playing very good baseball over there right now. For me, I got a 2-pack in baseball, or got one best bet and then one other baseball for tonight. And then I got a CFL best bet, and you might have heard it already, so just take that. And then I got a WNBA 3-point play. I'm 14-5, my last 19 in the WNBA best bet. So you can get those right now, Tony'sPicks.com. Also got my yearly pass has been reduced for the Christmas in July. You only got about 7 more days for that. And pair us up, all the good cappers you're seeing. Check out the videos we're doing, 2-3 zone. I got the spreadsheet play of the day. Unfortunately, lost that one. It's been a while since we lost that one, but we'll have another one for you tomorrow, hopefully. And, of course, the KBO overnight.
All right, yeah, good. Hey, Ron, one thing I did last night, now I played a bet. I'm just telling a story here. It wasn't a premium or any pick on the air, but one thing you can do sometimes, you mentioned in the KBO, I had under in the game, under 8.5 in the Doosan Hanwha game. It's not like when you get to 4-4 and you know where your 8.5 is due.
Exactly, you're going to get a 9.
You got a winner out of that. For the
not in this league. After 11 innings, they're tied. That's it.
Just end the game after 12 innings. Boom, you got a winner there at under 8.
No, it's 11. It's 11 now, Ramon.
11 innings.
Yep.
All right, Brian. I'm trying to look for some sports for you, brother. You got anything? You can talk about future play, or you can just promote your plays tonight if you'd like.
You know what? I got a future play that I just locked in the other night, and I've been feeling pretty good about this team, especially the beginning of the season on the MLB. Their pitching staff was on fire. I was just waiting for their bats to wake up a little bit, and the bats just woke up quite a bit. I just placed a future on the Texas Rangers to get to the chip. I think they're going to take it. I think they have a chance to get there this year and possibly beat out whoever gets there. So I think it was plus 6,000. I got that out. Texas Rangers can anybody check that for me quick? See if that's still there.
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, Texas to go all the way, right? Here, look, they got their work cut out for them for sure right now, because they've got to get, keep it going and keep winning. Got to get into the postseason for sure there. But hey, look, right now they're sitting here at pretty juicy number, about 45-1 overall, I think, here at some offshore books. And to win the division, they're still 12-1 as well. Now, obviously, they don't need to win the division to get in there, and but they do got to work on this a little bit here currently with some teams ahead of them for the wild card at this point: Yankees, Boston, Seattle. So, but they can get it going. They definitely have an ace for sure, and Jacob deGrom, and get those bats going a little bit here. And Houston, they're inconsistent. I keep saying though that, man, every time you look up, all of a sudden Houston with that 18 games over 500 here at this point, I'd almost say that Texas will need that wild card here. It's gonna be tough to come back, because that's why they're 12-1 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And what about this night at Tony's Picks?
Tony's Picks, I got one premium play in for you guys. $19 best bet of the day. It is a dog in tonight's action, so go scoop that up. Yeah, let's try to make it a winning night. As always, use that 2-for-1 capper promotion. 2-for-1 cappers. Two people put money in your pockets better than one. Don't got to be me. It could be Ron, Ramon, Rod. All these guys are always hot, always on the leaderboard. Always, cashing in. WNBA, you get a lot of sports, a lot of action over there on the site. It's not just the baseball, so go check it out and use that promo code Tony T at checkout. Save yourself 15%, and let's make it a winning one, guys.
And we'll find a match here tonight at Washington, D.C. I'm trying for a winner here for sure after a couple clunkers here, but I'm going to go back to my man Taylor Fritz tonight. This one starts at about 75 minutes, maybe 90 minutes by the time they get on the court. And I'll take Fritz here minus 4.5 games tonight against Matteo Arnaldi, the Italian. Fritz, hey, he could do it on hard court too. It's just not all about the run that he had over in Europe here this summer. I'm going to take my man Taylor Fritz tonight. He's a $5 favorite or so, $5.50 favorite on the money line, but I'll take him minus 4.5 games here over Arnaldi here tonight as my bonus play. And I've got a play over at Tony'sPicks.com. It's in the WNBA. I've got my discount best bet in the WNBA tonight. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm near the top of the leaderboards in the WNBA, and I've got it for $19. Profit guaranteed. I got to show a profit on this game. I got to win this game. You get credits back to your account to use with another capper, or just come on back with me. I'll keep it going here at Tony'sPicks.com. We're back into action for sure. Big time on Friday with a full slate of Major League Baseball, 3 more in the WNBA, and heading into our sports betting weekend. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll save you 15% off those premium pick packages. And we like to promote also the 2-for-1 capper promotion, where you can take the plays of one capper on any of the durations, whether it be a week, a month. You get the first capper at full price, get the second capper at half price, so you get lots of plays from 2 cappers over at Tony's Picks. All right, I'd really like to thank the chat in there. I mean, these are the hardcore. These are the winners in the chat coming in on a day like today. We know we weren't going to have a lot of games and a lot of action, so really appreciate this group in the chat today with our man Ron Hahn leading the way. But you got guys in there like Andrew K, like Nick Handy, JM's in there, Cinna Figure It Out, Mike Shepard's in there, David Sanchez, nice to see David in the chat today. Wallace was in there as well. Fernando Mendoza, our good friend, Texas boy, says rest in peace to the Hulkster. Goop stopped by as well. Richard Lockhart, great crew in the chat there. Really appreciate it. I hope I got to everybody there, and your plays as well. Thanks everybody for those contributions. Oh, Kevin, can't forget my tennis partner there, Kevin Nix as well, Mr. Westers. Can't forget him. So great crowd there. J-O-A-O-D, my nephew as well in there. All right, that's going to do it for the happy hour. And for Ron Crawford and for Brian Palmer, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you again tomorrow on the Tony's Picks Happy Hour. So long.
Good luck, guys.